Good morning, children. We are dealing with the chapter Constitutional Design. So, we had learned what you mean by a constitution, what is the need for constitution, what is the importance of constitution, and why you need a constitution with an example from South Africa. So, today you will be learning about the Indian constitution. So, now you know that India's constitution is one of the longest written constitutions in the world. So, India has its own constitution, and our freedom fighters had led a long struggle in order to free our country from the foreign imperialists. And see, they were fighting for a certain cause. These freedom fighters, they had a certain cause that they were fighting for, and they had certain ideals in mind that they had to put in practice, or they had to realize, they wanted to realize soon after India got independence. So, they incorporated these ideals in the form of articles and schedules in the Indian constitution. So, our Indian constitution is divided into a number of articles and schedules. See, our constitution was drafted by a group of about 300 people, which you call as a constituent assembly. So, the constituent assembly was an association which was formulated mainly for drafting the constitution of India, mainly for the purpose of drafting the constitution. So, this constitution was prepared. Our constitution was prepared by a constituent assembly, and they were specifically elected for this purpose. And see, this constituent assembly was being recommended, or constituent assembly, such an assembly was being asked to begin by a mission which you call as a cabinet mission. So, as per the Cabinet Mission Act only, this constituent assembly came into force. So, cabinet mission means it is or it arrived in India on March 1946, and it composed of 3 cabinet ministers, and it is this cabinet mission that recommended for the setting up of a constituent assembly. So, this constituent assembly consisted of members from different walks of life. They include members from different political parties. There were representatives of people, there were minorities, then there were people from the weaker sections of the society, as well as a number of legal experts. So, the election to the Constituent Assembly was held on July 1946, and this result of this election created a lot of frustration among the League, and a number of amendments were being made in the constitution that was being formulated here. So, the first session of the Constituent Assembly started on December 9, 1946. So, our constitution was drafted, I told it was drafted by the Constituent Assembly. And see, Mahatma Gandhi was the person who mooted the idea of having a constituent assembly in 1922, and the Indian National Congress put it in a concrete form. But later it was not put into practice. So, the first session of the Constituent Assembly took place in, first session means first meeting of the Constituent Assembly took place on December 9, 1946. And see, after that, on December 11, 1946, Dr. Rajendra Prasad was elected as a permanent chairman of this drafting committee. Now, it adopted a national flag on 22nd July 1947. Now, after that, a drafting committee was being started under the leadership of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, and they drafted a constitution on August 29, 1947. So, this drafted constitution was published on January 1948. Now, this constitution was adopted, or India adopted the new constitution on November 26, 1949. It was adopted on November 26, 1949. So, later after the adoption on January 24, 1950, a national anthem was being composed, and see, the final session of this Constituent Assembly was being done on 24th January 1950, and the our constitution came into force on 26th January 1950, and India became a republic in on 26th January 1950. So, this is a small pathway which is being told related to the drafting of the Constitution of India, and it is not a simple procedure to draft a constitution. So, from the years itself we will be understanding what a long path or what long years it has taken for drafting a constitution. So, in between there are lots of process and procedures. So, you are learning only the outline of what has been done and the years, each and every important dates you are learning here. So, our drafting committee took 2 years, 11 months and 18 days for drafting the Indian Constitution. 2 years, 11 months and 18 days for drafting, for preparing a fully drafted constitution for India. So, this constitution affects the best minds of our country. So, India being a diverse country, it was very difficult for the framers of the constitution, for the drafting committee to prepare a constitution or a set of rules and regulations to the diverse population living in India. So, its members represented a mini India, and see, every law, whatever is written and kept in the constitution was debated line by line and clause by clause, and it's after this that decisions were being arrived at. And now India has one of the longest written constitution in the world. So, our Indian constitution has been written by taking good points from the different constitutions around the world. So, the sources are from the Government of India Act of 1935. We got a federal scheme of government. You have learned what is federalism, parliamentary form of government, everything you have learned earlier. So, simply moving on to the topics here, it's fundamental, we have fundamental rights. So, this fundamental rights is being taken from the Constitution of USA, and we have a parliamentary system of government, and this parliamentary system was adopted from the British Constitution. Now, we have a federal form of government or a federation with a strong central government which is being adopted from the Canadian Constitution. Then there is directive principles of state policy which is being taken and adopted from the Irish Constitution. Now, we have lists being known as union list, state list and concurrent list. So, this concurrent list is being adopted from the Australian Constitution, and amendments making changes in the Constitution is being adopted from the South African Constitution. So, fundamental duties, each and every citizen is having fundamental duties. This fundamental duties is adopted from the Soviet Constitution. And a republic, India is a republic, and this term is being adopted from the French Constitution, and the procedures established by law, it's adopted from the Japan Constitution, and emergency situations, emergency powers, all these are being taken from the German Constitution. So, moving on to the features of the Indian Constitution. As a review, we are learning it, we have learned it in the first chapter. So, India has a written constitution, it is the longest written constitution in the world. It is both rigid and flexible. So, that means some parts can be amended and some parts cannot be amended. I already told amendments means making changes. So, there are portions which can be changed and there are areas in the constitution which cannot be changed. Then it is unitary and federal in nature. That means it is quasi-federal. It has a quasi-federal system. There is separate government both for the union as well as for the state, and both have separate powers also. There is division of power between the center and the state. Then we have a parliamentary form of government where president is the nominal head and real power is being exercised by Prime Minister and his Council of Ministers. Then we have single citizenship. Single citizenship means citizens belonging to the Indian Union and not to any other state. That is single citizenship. Then you know what is universal adult franchise. Every adult attaining the age of 18 having the right to vote, each person's vote having the same value, and voting through the system of secret ballot system, isn't it? This is called universal adult franchise. So then secular state, no official religion is there. It provides equal respect to all religion. Now we have an independent judiciary which is not liable to answer either to a legislature or to the executive. And this judiciary we call it as the guardian of the Indian Constitution. So these are the important features of the Indian Constitution. So you learned the sources as well as the features of the Indian Constitution. Hope you understood these areas. Then you will be learning the preamble of the Indian Constitution in the next class. Thank you.